We are live. I forgot to kill the music. Let me do that right now. This is the NBA betting card. We are on the FanSpeak channel. I'm here today with Tyler Hicks. Tyler, another frustrating night in the NBA for us last night. We just can't seem to get on a roll. I thought the Spurs was a great pick. It felt like a great pick the whole time, and then they blew it at the end. Made a mistake on that Clippers game. That was the ultimate letdown spot going against a good Cleveland team. Playing well at home. And yeah, I mean, the Jazz on the road, that's not a spot we should have ever targeted. Denver was easier. We should have made that a 2-unit play. Watching their ability to defend at the end of the game really solidified in my mind that this Milwaukee team, as much as two of my favorite players, Dame and Giannis, but with Doc Rivers leading the charge and their ability to defend, that they're not even a contender anymore. I mean, seriously, they're like the Sacramento Kings. I mean, it's just they're going to run, they're going to put up points and get a tough score, but they can't get stops. What did you think of last night's action?
Yeah, I mean, Pelicans seemed like it was going to be another easy one spread. It looked like they were going to win that game outright, and the second half started, and they looked like a completely different team. And with 4 minutes to go in the game, I messaged you. I was like, it looks like we might lose this +8, which would have been catastrophic. In the end, they ended up covering. We got that one. You were
that right. One I still think was the right call regardless.
Yeah, the Jazz
one. Lost that.
The Jazz play, I probably bet that again, just because I don't trust Brooklyn. I don't see them putting up 150 points again like they did last night. And Washington having all their starters except for one guy get above 15 points was just a kick in the balls, to be completely honest, for us to lose that Spurs play. But you're right, Denver was easy. Pelicans made it tough in the end, but they got home 2-3. But we'll build on that. Lost some juice. Lost one unit.
Yeah, the one thing I want to go back to what you're saying, we got to keep this in mind about Utah. They're so good at home. And because I don't really have that many home road splits involved, like I do, but with the amount of inputs I have, they're weighted like 1/8 or 1/10 of the total number, the home road splits. I just feel like be careful on my projections of Utah on the road, because they're not as good as they're going to look by my numbers. So, okay, we'll go back to that. I don't like tonight's card, right? We got to be honest.
Yeah, just scroll. Initial looking at it, not a real big fan. I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 spots we talk each other into, but outside of that, I don't like these spots.
Yeah, I don't either. But we're going to go over the whole card. And you know what, Tyler? There's been times that I've said that at the beginning of the show, and then as we talk through the game by game, because a lot of times, guys, we're looking at the stuff live on the air, right? We try to come prepared as we can, but I got stuff going on in the morning too. Tyler does as well. So we're not always 100% prepared. Sometimes we're looking the stuff up on the show. So we might find some spots here. That's the exercise we're going to do today. And I know we'll give you at least one best bet, but I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be a heavy card like last night, but you never, ever know. The Indiana Pacers are +8. They're in Boston. They're taking on the Celtics. The total is 246, and the total is that high, right? Because I think Tyrese Halliburton should be back in the lineup tonight. Am I correct? So far he's what's the green one? Probable?
Probable,
He's probable. Miles Turner's questionable. Benny Mathurin questionable. Jalen Smith questionable. Kristaps Porzingis questionable. Luke Cornet doubtful. Al Horford out. When we're coming to the Pacers, Tyler, I can't ignore the coach quotes. And Rick Carlisle was really critical of the 65-game minimum for award. My solution, real quick, sports gambler, but you should just not tie the contracts to the awards, because I actually like the 65-game minimum. I actually think it's cool, but I understand his point. Right? What's the difference between playing 64 and 66 when you're talking about the guy's upcoming contract? My point in bringing all this up is Halliburton rushing back to qualify, because it's going to cost him. I read, and obviously I'm going on top of my head, maybe I remember wrong, but I think it was close to $41 million if he doesn't get the All-NBA or whatever you need to qualify. He could be pushing himself here when he's not 100%. So I think that's something we need to keep in mind. I had watched the whole Boston game last night. This team, they're pretty good. I felt like they were able to just cruise the whole game and then just take over when it mattered, like the really great teams do. when they want to save energy. I like this Boston lineup a lot better than Indiana here. At the same time, I don't want to lay 8, and I think the 246 total is pretty good. I projected this as only a 5-point Celtics win, which I don't really like. I only have it at 239 on a 246, so I feel like I'm getting something wrong there. I don't really trust the projections here. What do you think, Tyler? I'm fine staying away from this game.
I'm fine staying away from the side. I mean, Boston had to fight back last night against the Pelicans to get that win. They were down at halftime. They fight back, get the win, almost cover at our sake, but in the end, Pelicans cover. That was more of a physical game. They didn't have their bigs either, so maybe Porzingis gets back on the floor for them tonight. I don't think Kornet's going to play. Horford's still out. The other guys on the other side, it's just so many Q tags. I don't think Indiana's going to win this game. There's been 2 teams to beat Boston at home this year, and the most recent one was the Clippers in that blowout. I don't think the Pacers add themselves to that list. So I think one way to approach this game is looking at how Tatum's matched up against his Indiana team. He scored 30 points in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matchups with Indiana. Then he missed one and got another 33-point game. So he's absolutely dominated this matchup. A Tatum 30-plus and win is plus 110 spread. I think that's one way we can get on the game. Seems like a matchup he just crushes. They really don't have the wing defenders to slow him down. Even with Siakam there now, I still don't think they have a guy to slow him down.
All right. I think that's a good way to approach it. Just for trends, the total's gone under in 10 of Indiana's last 11 games on the road, and they've gone under 8 of their last 11 games. But Halliburton's missed at least 6 or 7 of those, so I don't really think those mean that much. Los Angeles Lakers. Well, that was the only good thing about last night. The Lakers lost, Tyler, to the Rockets, a team I like. The Atlanta Hawks are -6 now. Anthony Davis is not going to play. I mean, I was like looking at that line. I'm like 6. That seemed high, but Anthony Davis is out. LeBron James is a game time decision as always. This is just still stupid. How can anyone be a fan of that guy? DeAndre Hunter's probable. What's up?
Dylan Brooks punched him in the face yesterday.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Good for him. What was the fallout?
Just technical foul.
He should have got an award. DeAndre Hunter and DeJounte Murray are 50-50 to play. There's no way I'm taking the freaking Hawks, bro.
No.
They suck. They're the worst team against the spread.
If I'm betting this game spread, I'm going right to the performance doubles.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking the shot on LeBron 25 and they win at plus 260. Him 30 plus and they win at 4-1. If you want to go crazy and take, say, the 10 plus rebounds or the 10 plus assists.
I like the rebounds.
The rebounds is plus 560. So that's some ways you can get on this game. I can't touch the Hawks. This has got Hawks crush them in the first half, Lakers squeak out a win in the end. What's like a halftime, full time in this? How many times have we seen the Hawks be up at halftime and lose the game?
That's a good point. If you want to play the Hawks, play in the first half.
And then if you wanted to play this 7-1, Hawks halftime, Lakers full time, it's not a bad bet either.
It's just 7-1. I mean, it's all the way up, and that's all you need. You don't need any player stats.
No player stats.
You guys, leave it to Tyler here, right? When the sides and totals are pretty sharp, Tyler's going to find you some good ways to make some money here. So you got 2 performance doubles there so far, or ways to approach both games that are not a side and total. What I usually do, and if you just go 1-1, you're going to make money. All right. Anything else on this one, Tyler?
No, I think it's pretty much it for me. I mean, injury news galore on this one, even worse than the first game we talked about. So not many props out for this one.
Yeah. I mean, the first game was pretty bad, though. Because you have 4 key rotation pieces on the report there. It's just the magnitude of these guys, DeJounte Murray. All right. Bro, you want to take a little break and can I just tell you about something, or are we in a hurry?
No, I mean, I got time.
Do you know what the nerdiest exercise in the history of podcasting is?
What's that?
Nate Duncan mock trade deadline where they all like role play like Dungeons and Dragons. Like they're the
I think I
teams.
know what you're talking. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't. I've never did the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing, so I don't know the whole role.
Like they pretend like, right, in Dungeons and Dragons, you pretend like you're a knight going to fight a dragon, right? In this one, they pretend like they're the front office executives and they do fake trades with each other. And they like haggle. Like it is insane. Like honestly, I woke up at 5 a.m. I put it on and I went right back to sleep. It is the most nerdy exercise. I wake up and they're like haggling over a second round pick and whether or not Max Christie or Jordan Hood-Schifino is going to Atlanta.
I love the fact that that's like your favorite podcast guy, and then I thought we were going to go down like you like liking something about his podcast. You just instantly took a shot at him.
No, he's a great podcaster. I'm just saying, like you gotta just know what he is. There's a reason why he's so good. You and I could not do that. We would be so bored so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I could have
trades
fun
are happening.
I could have fun with the mock trades. You're the one that's like, I don't like any of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't. And we're losing viewers now, so let's go back to the game. The Utah Jazz are +4. They're in New York. They're taking on the Knicks. The total is 231.5. This was probably the one that tempted me the most, Tyler, going off the rant that I had made earlier today about our Jazz maybe being overvalued on the road because they're so good at home. But OG Anunoby's a game-time decision, and he's been so important to this team and this recent run where, I mean, like, bro, you know how crazy this sounds? I mean, I think New York might have a better chance than Milwaukee in the playoffs now.
I think
they can at least get a stop.
The Knicks are going to be a threat spread.
Bro.
I think an old buddy of ours might have been a year too early on them.
Who was the old buddy? Oh, bro, he didn't even message me back last time.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I have no idea.
I wanted to look.
So I just referred to him as our old buddy, so we didn't have to say his name. People who weren't.
Yeah.
Don't gotta go.
The OGs will know who we were talking about, though. It sucks. Yeah. Those were the funnest shows too, because you and him were really good at working me up.
Yeah, we'd get you all worked up.
I swear that was his prep for the show. It was like, what could I say that would just make Spread go in a tailspin? So, you know what? I got to text Mikey and have him come back and start trolling us too.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. It's if I DM on Twitter, he'll go, "Why are you DMing me? You have my phone number." All right. So back to this Jazz game. I really want to take the Jazz. Oh, Julius Randle was out, but we knew that for a while, right? He's going to be out for like a month, right?
Yeah.
Do you even care that much? What does he matter to the spread? 0.5?
I don't think he matters much. I mean, look at what they did last night without him.
Yeah. And like, since this team's going to be built around defense like a classic Thibodeau team, I actually think he makes them better. Not like long-term, but this could be a nice run to back him. But if Anunoby's out, I don't want to get involved. This line says to me that he's probably going to miss. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, I think you might get some other news, but I think the line's about where it's – I mean, if he plays, what do you think it goes to? 6?
Actually, no. I have it at 4.5, and I ran it with him in.
And we started the show talking about it was a bad idea to bet the Jazz on the road. They just let Brooklyn score 150, and Brooklyn's half the team the Knicks are.
If OG doesn't play, who starts?
That's my only worry.
With Randall out, though, who starts at power forward if he's out? This is a small team.
Neither of them played yesterday. Here, that's the easiest thing. Let's go back and look and see how they played that game yesterday. Hang on. I know it's taking a little long, but
that's fine. I had the same problem on my computer. That's why we couldn't start on time. My computer can't copy.
They beat the Hornets 113-92 yesterday. They went with the lineup of Brunson. They went with Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Precious, and Hartenstein. And off the bench came Grimes, McBride, and Jericho Sims. That's not the worst.
No, that's not small, though. Precious can play center. So they have a big
that's what I mean. They still have size to defend these guys for the Jazz. The Jazz in this New York trip, I don't like it. After what I just seen last night, I know it's only a 1-game sample.
New York played in Charlotte last night, right?
And
Jazz didn't have to travel.
Yeah, they did play in Charlotte, but I mean, they didn't have to travel in New York. I don't think that really hinders the Knicks all that much. They're a young team.
All right,
It's not like
here's
they're
the reason that we should have bet New York yesterday. And let me see if I can find it right now.
because the Hornets suck.
I think this game should qualify too, won't it? Maybe not. What's the Jazz record this year?
The Jazz
Oh,
record
man.
24-24.
Okay.
You know what I
So
like the
against
most?
teams that win between 45 and 55% of their games, they're 6-2 ATS, the Knicks.
You know what I kind of like in this game, but this could be a kind of an overreaction here because this number's still kind of high. Kind of like the over. You're telling me the Knicks aren't going to speed it up without Randall stopping the ball with all those little ISO plays? Or do you think their defense improves enough to kind of balance that out?
Yeah, I mean, I had it at 234 with OG in. You know, I bet over.
I think that's something we keep an eye on. I'll tell you one
Do you
prop I
think that
like
the
is
Jazz, after being embarrassed last night, get a better effort on the defensive end, or do you think it's just a lost cause? Like, do you
No, I think
remember when Brooklyn was at the end of their road trip? I mean, they were just a lost cause.
yeah. I mean, how many games have they been on the road? Let's double check that. This is just a quick road trip, but if they've been on a road since Washington, then yeah, this could just be the roundup where they're just done. They just want to go home. Wow, they've been on the road even longer than that. They started their road trip in Houston, went to New Orleans, then to Washington, then to Charlotte, then to Brooklyn, and then at Philly. And then they go home to, or then they play at New York. They go home to play Philly on the first.
Do you want to bet the Knicks?
I think it's Knicks or pass.
All right. I'm pulling up the Knicks right now. Do you want to bet the over?
My worry, though, is the Knicks don't put up a lot of points. Even versus
Right,
Charlotte doesn't play very much.
Let's just bet the
very
Knicks.
good defense. Yeah, let's bet the Knicks. And I like DiVincenzo's 3 prop here. Dude shot 15 threes yesterday, spread. 15 of those shots from behind the 3-point line. Ladder his threes up as far as you can if he's going to shoot that volume like that.
All right, there we go. The Toronto Raptors are plus 6.5. They're in Chicago. They're taking on the Bulls. The total is 227. Injury report. Podol, 50-50. Quickly doubtful. RJ Barrett out. Marquise Noel out. On the other side, Torrey Craig, Zach LaVine, and Patrick Williams out. That's good for Chicago. Kobe White's been playing well. Dosunmu's good on the defensive end. This is actually, they have a nice defensive backcourt with no rim protection. It's actually the opposite of most teams here. Dennis Schrader, Gary Trent, Bruce Brown, Scotty Barnes on that side. I have it projected as a 4-point Bulls win. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think I want to lay it with the Bulls.
I don't want to lay it with the Bulls. I kind of like the under. What's your thoughts on the under?
What did I have the total at? I had it at 228 on a 227, unless that's moved. No, it hasn't moved.
But think about
the trends to the under.
We don't have the injuries factored in here. No RJ Barrett, no Quickly, no LaVine. The Bulls are the slowest paced team this year, and I'll filter this down to the last 5 games.
The total's gone under in Toronto's last 5 trips to Chicago. Total's gone under in 6 of Toronto's last 7 games. Chicago won the last 5 times they played at home.
Toronto's middle of the pack in pace over the last 5. The Bulls are 24th. And defensive rating, Bulls rank 14th in that same span to Toronto's 23rd. Does the rim protection not being there from Podol worry us a little bit, or do we think they still got enough? I think the under is the way to approach this game.
If Podol doesn't play, who is it? Chris Boucher or Dante Porter? Probably Jonte Porter. That's who's played, right?
Yeah, probably.
And Boucher's
Yeah,
off the
probably
bench no
Jonte
matter what.
Porter. And these perimeter guys from Chicago are going to have a hell of a time scoring. Schroeder, Bruce Brown, Scotty Barnes, like
You want to play the
they
under?
might. I think the unders and a targeted play here. We'll come
I
back
just
to
placed
it, but I think that's a
Too
spot.
late. Too late. It's in. Under. Bro, your background looks dope right now. You should like screenshot that shit and then make it your the green screen background.
And then when my uncle watches one of these shows when he's at work, he's like, "Why are you in my house?"
Yeah. Tell him it's a Taylor Swift deep fake.
What are they
The Golden State
averaging?
Warriors.
They're averaging 220 over their last 3 matchups. They had a 226 on January 18th, and in November they had a 229. I think this is a spot for the under.
Well, I already played it. The Golden State Warriors are now -4.5. They're going against Philadelphia. They're taking on the 76ers. Embiid's still listed as a game time decision, but this line move tells me they expect him to sit. Kenny Lofton and Tyrese Maxey also on the injury report. No Robert Covington, no DeAnthony Melton. On the other side, no Moses Moody, no Chris Paul, no Gary Payton. The Warriors are starting to find something with this new lineup, but they still can't win. They have no depth.
They have no depth.
They have
really
no
depth,
sad,
but look what they're playing tonight. This is the game they win.
Do own by 4.5, though.
I think they can. I think we could wait because I think Embiid's going to sit again. But we'll see. If Maxey's out, they don't have.
If he does, there's almost no way he'll qualify for MVP.
The odds are saying he's not qualifying. Jokic is down to 115.
Yeah, and Embiid's up to plus 500.
Yeah.
SGA is at like, plus 250.
Yeah, he's plus they're 3-1 on FanDuel somewhere in there.
Bro, if I were to bet anyone right now, I bet Luka at 7 or 8 to 1.
Spread Jalen Williams down from 60 to 1 to 50 to 1. One day.
On the parlay we did yesterday?
Yeah. Well, remember I bet him straight up. I said bet him 60 to 1 to win most improved player.
Yeah.
Maxey's missing another game. Maxey's ticking up on that list of games missed too.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to play this game. Do you?
I think we wait for news, but if Embiid's out, I think we play Golden State. Perfect frustration spot after that tough loss where they come out and blow a team out. But that has no size at that point.
I'm just worried, man. This Warriors team's just not very good.
Look at the 76ers team that just lost to Portland last night, Spread. They're going to be sitting all the same guys.
Golden State's last 2 games, they had that crazy loss to us, and then they had a crazy loss to the Lakers.
You can't tell me this ain't the spot that they just want to pound a team.
Yeah. They're 19-22 overall against the spread this year. They're 8-15 at home against the spread. 7-16 as a favorite, and they're 3-6 covering when the spread was -2 to -5. They're 5-13 as a home favorite.
I think Golden State's the side. I'm not betting this weird built Philly team. The only way I'd bet Philly is if I was banking on Embiid being in. I'm not sure he's going to be in.
I don't think he's going to play.
Me neither.
At this point, they got to just say, like, you've already won the MVP once.
And you're running your rotations short now because of the missing pieces. And you played last night in Portland. Your last game before that was in Denver. And your last game before that was in Indiana. This is all in the last 5 days.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad spot.
I think this is a spot where you could what's Golden State like -9.5? What's them to win this game by double digits?
I can't go that far. Let me see how far. Bookmaker will let me make it -6 at plus 114.
That's as far as they'll let you go?
Sometimes closer to game time, they'll give me more.
That's terrible.
Let's see if there's any crazy other ones. Yeah, they don't have many other ones right now. I can check. I'll check Bet Online.
Warriors minus 9.5 on FanDuel is plus 180. What is their win margin by 11?
It doesn't seem like it's that much.
Plus 210. That's one way I'd get on this game. Golden State by 11 plus points. 2-1. I think this is blowout central. I think Steph's going to cook this backcourt. Paul Reed and these guys aren't used to being put in these pick and rolls. This is going to be ugly.
All right. What do you want to make the Warriors a play?
I think let's wait on the Embiid news. If Embiid's out, I want Warriors. I just don't want him to play and him to drop a crazy stat line because they really don't have anybody to guard him. And if he scores 45 points and grabs 12 rebounds and has 8 assists and they lose the game by 3 and we don't get the cover. So I need to know he's
if he
out.
plays, they'll probably win straight up. Okay, well, you can put that one on the sheet then if it happens. Let's
okay,
see
that's
how
fine.
far.
I'll handle that one.
On Bet Online, they only let me sell points. I can't buy them.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Closer to the game, I might be able to. Let me see. No, none of them are up. Well, let's see what the Celtics and Pacers let me. All right, well, that's about it for us. Guys, on FanSpeak right now, you'll be able to find out if we made that a play. But we have 2 official plays so far. We're going to take the under in the – hold on, let me go back to my open bet. The under in the Toronto Raptors for Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks -4. Any final thoughts, Tyler?
Nope, just keep an eye on that sheet, lock in those 2 plays, and if you get the news that Embiid's out, just go click the Warriors because they're going to blow that team off the floor tonight. That kind of sounded bad to end the show. That sounded so bad.
Why?
Just the way I phrased that. Let's get us out of here, Spread.